Hey guys, today I am talking about emotional triggers, okay? But not what triggers you, what triggers the narcissist. Okay, you know that narcissistic rage that seems to come out of nowhere? They go into that narcissistic rage because they are triggered. So I want to talk about what triggers the narcissist. And as a result, as you're listening to these 10 things that trigger a narcissist, when you're in a relationship with somebody like that is triggered by these things, they tend to try to make you feel like it's your fault that they're triggered and you need to stop or change so they're not triggered anymore. But the reality is that all of these 10 things are things that you don't want to stop doing. Okay, with that in mind, let's get started. For those that don't know me, my name is Michele. I'm a life and relationship coach, and I'm the founder of the Thriver School of Transformation. I have a lot of free and affordable resources that I will leave in the description box for anybody that is looking for more resources. So let's dive in. And by the way, these aren't in any specific order, okay? But one thing that triggers the narcissist is your happiness, peace, and inner joy, okay? Think about that. If you don't believe that, think about any time you were happy. And if you have a narcissistic family member or coworker or friend, do they kind of enhance that happiness, or do they tend to always do something to take away your happiness? Okay, and the reason is because narcissists don't like you to have anything that they can't, and they don't feel real joy from the inside. They mimic joy. They act happy, which is why when you listen to the way they laugh, it never really feels authentic, right? So when they see you feeling what they can't seem to get a hold of, it touches on their shadow, right? The things that they have repressed in themselves that they can't seem to feel or heal or get in touch with. And it provokes that narcissistic rage. Number 2 is special occasions. Okay, have you ever noticed on the times that it's a special occasion or even just a vacation, someplace where you're going to go that's fun, either before or after the event, it's like horrible, right? You're on your way to someplace exciting and the whole trip is like a nightmare. And then you get to that place and they're happy and you're left like shaking because you just endured the nightmare, right? But to them, it was like they weren't feeling good. So they just dumped all their negative into you. Since you've absorbed it by feeling shaky now, they feel better. They're almost like a baby that had gas and was uncomfortable because of the gas and they've just been burped. So they feel better. Special occasions trigger a narcissist because it's like they're expected to feel, first of all, it's a happy event, right? So people are feeling happy. That's, tying into the first thing that I mentioned. But on top of it, it's almost like, who is anyone else to tell them what they're supposed to feel, right? It's a special occasion and people are expecting them to be happy. And their thought process is like, don't tell me how to feel. I'm going to feel how I want to feel. And I'm going to control the mood of everyone else. And the thought of not having that power, the thought that a special occasion can cause other people to feel happy naturally is something that provokes them into that narcissistic rage. And that's why they lash out. And yes, you will have a good time, right? Wherever you go, sometimes, if you erase what happens before or after that good time. Okay. Every good time is always accompanied by a horrible, horrible time. So it's really not a good time. Number 3 is when you're sick. Okay, have you ever noticed, like, when you're sick, they are more sick, or they get angry, or they do things so that you never can like feel as if your sickness is important, right? It's almost like they hate to have to see you sick because that means they have to view you as separate from them and in need of something, which means you have value. And in their mind, the only one that has value is them. Right? And that means they have to take that attention from themselves to give that to you. And that will provoke and trigger a narcissist, which is why anytime anyone has ever been sick and they have narcissistic family members, I'm sure you'll agree that it is horrible, right? Let me know in the comment section below just how on point these triggers are. Number 4, they cannot stand to be around people that do not view them as if they're up here and, the person viewing them is down here. Which is why they're always around flying monkeys, right? Why do we say that they always spend time with flying monkeys? Because flying monkeys pretty much adore the narcissist to the point that they feel like, the narcissist is what makes their life so much better. And they put that value, they put that emphasis on the narcissist. If they're around people that don't do that, they cannot handle it. I have seen people that are high on the scale of NPD be around individuals that aren't viewing them that way, but are just viewing them the way normal people view them, right? Everyone's on the same level. We're all imperfect human beings. And the narcissist is like a fish out of water, uncomfortable, ready to just get out of there, highly triggered, wanting to flee in their trauma response, and then wind up criticizing that person in an effort to just kind of reestablish that status quo. Number 5 is self-confidence. It's funny because a lot of narcissists will be attracted to these beautiful qualities that another individual has. They're attracted to it, but once they get it, they feel like the other person's confidence makes them feel inferior. And that's because they really don't have confidence inside. They live life through their false image, through how they think other people see them instead of how they really are. And as a result, your confidence triggers their lack of confidence. And that's why they will criticize, right? If you are moving to the right, they'll say, why didn't you go left? And you move to the left, they say, why didn't you go right? You stand still and they're like, why aren't you moving at all? They put you in these constant double binds so that you begin to erode your confidence in self. Or they start to criticize things about you in very subtle ways. Like, oh, you like your hair long? And then you cut it short and they're like, oh, you look really bad with your hair short. Everything you do is criticized, and it's all to erode your self-confidence. The reason they do that is because if you don't have that self-confidence, you begin to rely on them to help you understand reality, and then you're in full control of them and their twisted view of reality, and that's exactly what they want. So that's why they may be attracted to you for your self-confidence, but then it winds up being something that triggers them to try to stamp it out of you. What the heck is going on with my lighting? I'm like disappearing here. Number 6 is your looks. Okay. They will make you feel as if no matter how you look awful. If they say that you're overweight and you lose weight, now you're too skinny. If you gain weight back, now you're too heavy. Everything you do that has to do with your appearance begins to be like a threat to them. Now, most people want others to view their significant other as attractive. Like, it's a compliment to you if somebody says, wow, your boyfriend, your girlfriend is really beautiful. That's a compliment. But to a narcissist, that means attention is being given to someone other than them. And that will trigger their narcissistic rage or narcissistic injury, and they will do something to make you feel bad about yourself. In my coaching, I have met so many beautiful people. I think everyone that I meet is beautiful because whether it's inside, outside, or both, because of the quality people that narcissists are attracted to. They really have good taste. I have to say that. But something that a lot of people will ask me, we're doing coaching and we're face-to-face on Zoom. I'm actually on Zoom right now. So we'd be looking at each other on Zoom, and I can't tell you how many people would ask me, Michele, do you think I'm ugly? I mean, it's the same question by so many different people because the narcissist just continually try to erode that person's feeling of beauty and attractiveness. It's really sad to see that that's what they want you to feel is unlovable and unattractive. Okay, so your attractiveness, internal, external, both winds up being a trigger to the toxic person. Number 7 is your success. Okay, so if you have something amazing going on in your life, you get a job promotion or something exciting happens, instead of being excited with you, they view that as an attack. Like everything is always being viewed in this weird kind of status quo setting that they have. And something good happens to you, you have success, that means that they're less than, So they'll do one of two things. They'll either minimize it and be like, yeah, well, that happened at work, but at home, you're this kind of person, and they'll put you down. Or, they'll do something to make you feel like it doesn't matter what you did, it meant nothing. And that's because it triggered their narcissistic injury, right? Their thought that they're the ones that are the only ones that can be anything. Your passions, your hobbies, things that make you feel peace and calm. Okay. I know one person, actually a few people in my coaching practice that would tell me, Michele, like I couldn't even read a book. I had to hide that I was reading a book because it would make the narcissist so angry. It would make that narcissist so angry that it became something I had to hide. So anything that you enjoy from your heart, again, it's because you have that authenticity that they don't have. You can do things with real feeling, and that just touches on their narcissistic injury and it triggers them. And as a result, they attack you. Number 9 is healthy boundaries, right? Having a healthy boundary, that's healthy. It's good for relationships. But to a narcissist, that means that they don't have 100% control over everything. And they will insult you. They will make you feel selfish. They will make you feel like you don't love them. They will attack your healthy behavior of having a boundary, trying to make you think that that's an unhealthy behavior and that you have to change that. And it's because they don't want you to have boundaries, not physical boundaries, not emotional boundaries. Now, this is a one-sided rule, by the way, because they want boundaries on their things. Like if they have a phone, you're not allowed to have access on their phone, but they will have 100% access on your things. So it's never, the rules are never for both parties. The rules in the narcissistic family dynamics are for you and not for them. They're there to make them, not abide by them. And number 10 is if you have a different opinion of them than them. And I mean, this could be on something as simple as taste in music, right? Let's say they like this and you like that. Well, that's kind of normal. Like, I don't know anybody that likes and loves everything I love. And I don't know everyone that hates or dislikes everything that I dislike. Like that's kind of normal, right? Well, to a narcissist, that means that you are separate from them. And that triggers them because to them, you are simply an extension of them. So anything that shows any kind of authenticity or individuality will trigger them, their things that are in their shadow, things that are suppressed that are going on inside of them. And as a result, they will attack you. So I wanted to put this out there because sometimes when you're in a relationship with somebody like that, and you're so close to the situation, you can't really understand what's going on. And you can think that it's you, like it's your fault and it's your responsibility to make sure this person doesn't get angry. Well, no, everyone is responsible for their own feelings. So those are healthy behaviors. And if you're with somebody that's trying to make you feel like those are bad behaviors and that you have to stop and change, I highly encourage you to really start analyzing what healthy relationships look like, what healthy behaviors look like, and what toxic relationships look like. Because nobody healthy is going to want you to stop having healthy behaviors. Nobody healthy is going to say you're not allowed to have a boundary, or you're not allowed to be involved in your passions or successful. Now, the narcissist may not necessarily say those exact words, but they will show you their displeasure in their energy. They will show you that they don't like it by fighting at those moments that you're doing that. And on a subconscious level, you learn, right? That provokes them to rage. And the tendency when you're so close to those situations is to try to stop doing anything that makes the other party mad. I really want to just encourage you to strengthen your view of healthy behaviors and realize that anybody that's trying to push you outside of the boundaries of healthy behaviors may be on that scale of NPD, and that may be something you need to take into consideration.